Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Real View, Real Views of Real People. On this episode we are talking about Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I went to see this with my kids and we're going to talk about it some more. Anyway, hope you guys are well, hope you're doing good. It's another episode. We are talking about, this is a sort of podcast about movies, film and TV, but we just talk about the review here. We don't do all the movie news and all that kind of stuff. So Sonic the Hedgehog 3. This is directed by Jeff Fowler, written by Pat Casey, Josh Miller, and John Whittington, based, of course, on the Sega video game and characters created by Yuji Naka, Naoto Oshima, and Hirokazu Yasuhara. I'm sorry if I definitely probably got all of that wrong. Starring, of course, in the title role, Ben Schwartz, Jim Carrey, 2 times, Idris Elba, Colleen O'Shaughnessey, Keanu Reeves, James Marsden, Tika Sumpter, Majdoub and Krysten Ritter. Have you seen it? So we're going to talk about it in a minute. Let me know some of your thoughts, and as usual, like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification to stay up to date with any videos and content I'm making. Alright guys, let's check it out. Alright, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Been meaning to talk about this one for a while. I was almost thinking like maybe I'll just leave it at the first thoughts and leave it at that. But finally got a bit of time and space to talk about this one. Shouldn't be too long, hopefully. But I mean, what can I say? I love talking about movies, but also like a lot of stuff going on, you know what I mean? Sonic the Hedgehog 3. What's this all about then, Governor? Sonic, played by Ben Schwartz, voiced by Ben Schwartz. Tails, Colleen O'Shaughnessey. I just looked up how to pronounce that because I was failing before. And Knuckles, Idris Elba are tasked with stopping a mysterious foe in Hedgehog's shadow, voiced by Keanu Reeves. In order to try and find a way to stop him, they must team up with their rival, Dr. Robotnik, Jim Carrey. Okay, so I watched this with the kids probably a couple of weeks ago now. It's not out everywhere, strangely enough, but it is out in the UK and America, I believe. I had a good time with this one. You know, it's a decent, like, I feel like these Sonic movies have been consistent in their quality and just their jokes or whatever. As time goes on, they haven't needed the random Olive Garden sponsorship. Do you remember, like, the first one, how much they went on about the Olive Garden? That's very strange. But anyway, like, I like the cast. I like the way they all interact with each other, and it's quite cool when you think about it. It's got quite a lot of heart when there's like all these sort of CGI characters, but the voice acting is really like it's strong. They really come through with the emotions or the humor or whatever they're having to sort of display on screen through voice and the marriage of CGI animation in these characters. Yeah, it's colourful, it's fun, it's fast, it's funny, and there's times where there's some drama to be had, and they don't sort of hold back in that. Still like in a really kid friendly way, but also something that I could appreciate as a fan of sort of Sonic and characters from, I guess, a young age. I mean, this is it, the nostalgia formula, I guess. But I feel like it's more than that. It's also just a really well told story, well written, well performed, and enjoyable. I mean, Jim Carrey absolutely smacks it, playing 2 characters, Dr. Robotnik and Dr. Robotnik Senior, I guess, and and some of the stuff they do as well, like in terms of him playing alongside himself, just seems really seamless. And I know we've seen that in previous movies, but I haven't seen it as slick as it was in this for a little while now. And I think whatever they did, whatever movie magic they worked with was good. And when you think about like all the prosthetics and stuff they would have had to undergo to be Dr. Robotnik's senior. Not so much OG or our OG Dr. Robotnik. It's impressive stuff, man. Like, he really commits. Considering the guy was supposed to quit acting after the first Sonic, he's still going strong, man, and he's killing it. So we just a quick rant. When we went to this movie, I basically my wonderful wife, she was a bit ill, so I had to sort of look after the kids, go shopping. It was always easy to go shopping without the kids, so I left the kids at home, sorted them out, left them at home, and then went out. I was like, I'll take them to this movie because they hadn't been out, and also she just needed a break in it. So as I came back, it took a lot, as it always does, it took a lot longer, and then I came back, and basically, she knew I was taking them, but the kids weren't in any way ready. I did say before I left, if you could change them, that'd be great. Not hoping that she would, but I knew there was a possibility she didn't, and obviously the possibility came through. So it was a mad rush, got them changed, got them out. My youngest, he just wants to wear Christmas jumpers and stuff, so I just had to get him a Christmas jumper. It was all madness. And then basically we got there, right? Well, we got there, and as the movie was starting, so, lights down, movie's on. And I hate doing that, but life, sometimes these things happen. And basically, someone had taken our seats, because you do allocated seats, isn't it? And someone had taken our seats, but obviously the lights down, the movie started. I can't be arguing with people and getting people to shuffle around and move and stuff. Like, they're fully, I think it's like whole family just taking the row we were in. So we ended up in the nosebleeds, man. We were like right in the front, to the left of the screen. Absolutely hate that. So annoying. Bare neck creaking and everything. The kids were fine, obviously, they're just happy to be at the cinema, happy to be watching a movie. But yeah, I was a bit annoyed at the beginning, but eventually I let it go, and yeah, I guess it's alright. No, I mean, I was way too close, and off center, so jarring. But I'd say all that to say this: people, when you buy a ticket, it doesn't matter if the people aren't there. Be honest with yourself. You bought a ticket, sit in the seat you're meant to be in. I remember when allocated seating first came in, because there was a time where it wasn't allocated seating, yeah? They're just Wild Wild West. You turn up, you get whatever seat you want, that's it. And in some ways, maybe that was better, But from when I pay for a specific seat, and you also pay for a specific seat, even if it's not the one you may most desire, best believe, sit in your seat, yeah? Because we all know, a movie, we went to see Sonic opening weekend, so bare seats are being taken up. Don't think, those seats are empty. Someone has bought tickets for those seats, especially if they're, pretty decent seats, so stop it. Ran over. So, like I say, I think there was a good balance of main characters in this movie. I didn't feel like many people were underused, sort of in context of the story. You got a lot of the main team, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and then you got obviously Shadow and the Robotniks or whatever. No spoilers. Well, how it go. I'll let you know in a minute. But I just feel like it was probably like the human characters, like the Tika Sumpter and the James Marsden. Their characters were not as present in this, but I feel like if they tried to give them more to do, it would either have to be a longer movie or it would just felt forced and inorganic, so yeah. But I think we're getting spoilers in a minute. For me, really like this movie, probably the best one out of the series for me. Yeah, really enjoyable. The kids really liked it, and I really liked it. Had a good time. Tapping straight to my veins. Okay, so now moving on to spoilers. I really like the movie. I think if you're a fan of the franchise, the movie doesn't disappoint. It's probably like I said, it's the best one so far, in my opinion. Back to Jim Carrey. So you get double Jim Carrey in this one, and he just smacks it out of the park for me, man. I found he's throwing a lot of jokes, but not in the Ryan Reynolds way where it's just non-stop onslaught. Not anything against Ryan Reynolds, but for a lot of these jokes I just found really hit for me. But there was a double hit, you know what I mean? There's enough for the kids, but there was enough for adults in the audience. I wasn't the only one laughing. Just like some of these meta references, some like really funny jokes, and yeah, I just found him really funny. Like he was delivering the physical comedy that he normally does, but also like I say, the jokes were hitting, and it's cool to see an even more like accurate video game accurate Robotnik. Possibly last time, I mean, it definitely killed him off, but they did that in the last one, so who knows? He could be back. And he seems to, Jim Carrey, from what I can see, he seems to enjoy doing these movies. He seems, fairly enthusiastic in the press runs, or he seems to be in a good place. So yeah, it's good. But yeah, we didn't see a body from his death, and obviously they're not gonna put a human body in a kid's movie, human dead corpse. Well, as far as I know, anyway. But yeah, so obviously in this one you got Agent Stone as well, and he gets a bit of a glow up. He gets a lot more. He has a lot more play, a lot more to do. He's not in any way elevated to lead actor status, but definitely bit more of a billing. Agent Stone played by Lee Majdoub. This is Robotnik's henchman, and yeah, they finally put some respect on him. You know what I mean? Like. They force Robotnik to kind of appreciate him. He even gets like a cool action sequence at the beginning as the masked motorcyclist. And yeah, I just found it really cool, man. Good move. Yeah, so the voice cast is once again smashing out of the park with our very friends/foes. Colleen O'Shaughnessey as Tails is like the ever bright voice of reason in this, which, is always a good thing when the stakes are being raised and, people getting hurt or whatnot. There's a really cool scene where Tails flies in and helps Sonic get through a force field in time. It makes absolutely no sense, like, physically or whatever, but it just looks really cool. And if anything, it would take longer to get through it, but it makes it longer for Sonic to get through the force field, but it made for a cool combo move, you know what I mean? It was a fun time. There's also like a really funny Detective Pikachu line at the beginning of the movie, which makes me laugh. You have to see it really fun. Anyway. But yeah, also found Tails' conversation with Agent Stone nice, but also sad for Stone. But in the end, like I say, he gets his redemption. Not his redemption, but he gets the respect or admiration. Yeah, I guess mutual respect that he deserves, you know what I mean? Or, as always, loved Idris Elba's Knuckles. He just continues to be becoming my favourite super alien animals. And it's not just like, he's not just the take everything literally Drax of the group that I felt like he would become, but he's also like the heart and kind of becomes like a stoic moral compass. You still get like a decent amount of Drax like comic relief though, so it's that. Although it's brief, I really enjoyed seeing Tika Sumpter. Beautiful actor, by the way. Could say quite sumptuous, Tika Sumpter. Sorry, I wrote that down and I was like, I don't know why that seemed funny to me at the time. Hopefully someone out there is chuckling. Just a little bit. It was just a little, that'll do for me. Yeah, but anyway, I like seeing Tika Sumpter and James Marsden getting involved in the action. Like I say, the humans took a back seat in this one, especially the supporting characters. But yeah, always good to see them. And like I say, it wasn't too much. And always appreciate an appearance from Natasha Rothwell, even though it was a kind of by the way cameo. So she's not actually, her character's not necessarily in it, but she's in it, and that made me happy, so that was cool. Ben Schwartz smacked it again playing Sonic. I mean, he's just got a voice for it and just does it right, but also he has a lot more to play in this. He has some dark moments, or some like really dramatic moments, and yeah, I feel like he played both the sort of naughty sort of Bart Simpson type hero well, but also the let's get serious guy as well. Played them both well. Keanu Reeves played the perfect Shadow for me. I'm not saying I know much about the character, but in the context of this movie, perfect. I can't fault him, For the guy that was being teased as an actor of little expression, which of course isn't true, he has a lot of nuances to his performances when you look back at him. But he really hit some emotional beats with his voice performance. Like, I really believe like when Shadow is hurting or when Shadow is angry or or when it seems threatening. I believe everything, and Keanu smacked it. There was a point in the movie, right, where Luther really made me laugh because I think he's had like enough of the, that trope where like a dad or a likable or important role model character dies or nearly dies in movies or getting significantly injured. So when Tom got taken down by Shadow because he was disguised as the general, he literally said out loud, "No, this always happens." He imagine a front row, and he's just shouting at the screen. And I'm like, yo, you need to stop playing with my boy's emotions. Luther's getting sick of this. He's calling you out, you know what I mean? Like, he knows what time it is. He's seen enough of these now. It's so funny. Right, let's talk a bit about post-credits. So we had the Robo-Sonics, and they look cool. And as soon as Amy started smashing them with her hammer, Luther knew exactly who it was, and he proceeded to tell me about it quite enthusiastically. So that says to me, I mean, they will just keep. I think with any franchise of this caliber or like this, they will keep making these things as long as it's financially viable. And for me, from what I've seen, Sonic looks to be doing well. Probably fairly expensive to make, but I feel like it's making a return. So yeah, why not? And also, it's fun. I think we're sort of getting to the point where maybe not oversaturation of the alien animal characters, CGI characters, but if we're looking at stuff like possibly Robotnik, Jim Carrey's Robotnik retiring, his retirement is a bit like Jay-Z at the moment. But maybe we shouldn't mention Jay-Z at the moment. But anyway, yeah, if we're looking at that, then maybe, it being taken over by more of the animated characters is a good lookout, or maybe just create a new human villain. I don't know, but I'm liking the animated characters that aren't getting on my nerves. Their screen time is appreciated. You know what I mean? So I like it. When they do another movie, I can't see it happening because these movies seem to do so well. I'm assuming it's going to be, like I say, it's going to be more alien animal focused. I predict that Jim Carrey and Keanu may not return. Shadow could possibly briefly turn up towards the end, but I don't know about Robotnik. Not sure, because they got to explain the Robo-Sonics, which are apparently one of Robotnik's greatest creations. So, yeah, you know what I mean, where they come from. I don't know. But yeah, it'll be interesting. The other thing, just one more thing to mention while I remember. Krysten Ritter's in this. Love her. And slightly underused, I would say. Slightly underused. What she did, she was good. She delivered. She was that kind of like, angry, militant, get the job done person. But, I feel like they didn't use enough of her. But for all intents and purposes, great performances and overall great movie. I loved it. I enjoyed myself. The boys enjoyed it. Well, Luther enjoyed it. Malik, like I say, was a little bit tired. Ended up falling asleep. £5 nap. What are you going to do? Kid needs sleep, he needs sleep, innit? I'd rather that than him crying or whatever. But that's besides the point. I enjoyed it. Luther enjoyed it. Tap straight to my veins. Yes, and that was Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So, was it up your speed or was it something that just needed to slow down and stop? Let me know in the comments below. Did you agree with any of the things I discussed there? Are you a fan of these movies? How do you feel about them? Should Jim Carrey only do these movies exclusively for the rest of his life? And just let me know how you feel about it. And as usual, like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button to stay up to date with any videos and other content I'm making. Hope you guys are well, enjoying stuff out there on the film and TV, and just enjoying life. Alright, I'll check you on the next one. God bless and all the rest.